Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lunchbox Live Virtual UK Tour with Chris and Dom. Our special guest today is Sam Church. Sam, which part of the country are you in?
I'm in Cornwall.
I got the southwest. I didn't want to. I said southwest. I thought that'll do. Obviously, I forgot. Good afternoon, Dom. How are you doing?
Afternoon. From the top of the UK to the bottom of the UK. I'm good. I'm good.
Good. And good afternoon, Sam. Welcome to the show. Great to have you on board. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. And I just want to say, guys, thanks so much for having me on your world-class tour. Great. I'm absolutely buzzing to be here.
Fantastic. Well, look, I'm really excited to hear your story. We've been in the mastermind for a while now and been on a journey together, but I've never actually heard your story. So I am genuinely excited to hear this today. Just the snippets I've heard have got me really excited. So Sam, who are you? Where are you from? And what's your story?
God, Tipsy, I love the question, man. Love the question. Right, so my name is Sam Church. I'm 25.
Did you manage to share it? Before you get going?
Yeah, it should be sharing on my page now.
Did you figure it all out? Awesome. Go on, tell us.
Yeah. So I'm Sam Church. 25 years old. So I'll take you back to my story at the start. Because essentially, over 2 years ago now, I used to be a personal trainer, and so I was a personal trainer on a cruise ship in the Caribbean because I used to love holidays. I used to love travel. So I thought, when I was a PT, I came out of university, became a personal trainer because I did sports science at uni, all of that sort of good stuff. Started personal training. I thought, right, I want to be able to travel more, and so I got offered a job as a personal trainer on a cruise ship, so I thought I'd take that up. Anyway, so I started this job as a personal trainer on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. Everyone was like, mate, that's like a dream job. Everyone was like, you're living that lifestyle, like you're living the dream. And so I was working out at the start, I quite enjoyed it. And then I soon realized that I was working so many hours and getting paid literally peanuts. I hardly got any time off whatsoever. I was literally stuck on this cruise ship in the Caribbean, looking out over into the Caribbean islands, being like, I wish I was out there. But in reality, I was actually on this cruise ship in a gym. No one wanted to train with me. They were on a cruise ship. All they wanted to do was eat the all-inclusive food. So I was like trying to get people into this gym. People just weren't really having it. So anyway, I got to the point where a couple of months went by and I just started to become this is me just being a bit transparent. I became a little bit low, a little bit tired of that job. I just became a little bit flat.
If I jump in, Sam, I want to ask a question because you're going to touch on it. I want to go straight into this, but my question, what you just wrote down then is, what did working so many hours do for your mental health?
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
The reason I asked that is because so many people that even you're connected with in your world, but certainly in our world, people who are overweight on a weight loss journey, part of our Transform X, Transform 365, these guys, myself, I am mental health very aware. So these hours, we want to do more, we want to work hard, we want to be a success. People will relate to that. What did that do? What did these hours do to your mental health?
Yeah, this is what happened. I was just working all day, every day on this cruise ship, and my mental health just massively deteriorated. And even when I had half a day off, I was so exhausted from all the hours that I was doing previously that I just wanted to sleep on my day off. So my quality of life was so low. Even though I was in the Caribbean, but most people would have been like, oh, get off the cruise ship, go and do some cool stuff, go and experience some stuff. I just didn't want to because my mental health wasn't in check. And that's where, for me, the transformation, obviously I'll touch on that in a sec, the transformation has really come with my mental health, because I think once you get mental clarity and once you get on top of your mental health, then once you conquer your mind, you can conquer your life. But if you're working so many hours, it's pretty tough to do that.
When you look like?
Didn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to describe it. Didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. whenever I had any spare time, didn't want to go out and do anything, didn't want to socialize with people. I went very introverted. See, I have two very different personalities. I can be very extroverted and be very like sociable. But if I get myself into a bit of a dark place, then I just want to be on my own.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. Totally relate to that. That was me. You know, I'm if I know you, if I'm comfortable, I'm in a setting where I can be extroverted. But if I'm unsure, if I'm, you know, self-esteem is low, if I'm low in confidence, then I'm very introverted. If I start to go within, how did you break that cycle?
How did I break it? I started something exciting. And that's where I came across the opportunity that I'm partnered with now. So my network marketing business in the travel industry is someone basically, they called me up and so it's a really close friend of mine. They basically said, look, I've started this brand new opportunity in the travel industry. I know you love holidays. I know you love travel. Yeah. You basically need to find out some more information. They shared some information and it just lit me up. And I think, you know, when you start something that's exciting, something that just lights you up inside that you can really align with, that you can see yourself doing long term. Once you've got that in your mind and that's your focus, like we always say in our program, like wherever your focus goes, like that's where your energy flows.
Energy flows,
yeah. And so basically this came along at the perfect time for me. I was pretty flat. I came across this and I sort of saw light at the end of the tunnel. I was like, I've now got something that I can put my focus on. I've now got something that I can see myself progressing in and growing in. And I just got really stuck into that in my spare time around my job. And I started building it. And as it started to build, I saw progression. As you see progression, you start to light up. And it just compounded from there. It started to build and build and build, which was mega exciting.
Which is awesome. And that's something we teach in our program, you know, Transform 365 is starting something full. You know, it doesn't have to be going out doing a workout. You know, people, they're on a weight loss journey. It's like they've got to have these big elaborate sort of motivational goals, losing weight or exercising even, and that can be done for people. But even if it's just going for a walk, if that's what excites you, then you've got to do it, and you're more likely to continue, which is exactly what you did. You started something exciting, you built some mini goals with inside, and then the fire was lit, essentially. So I really want to know is we're going to take this piece of the conversation and turn it into the current environment. But before we get to the current environment, just in sort of a tweet, if you will, give people insight into what you actually do.
Yeah, amazing. So I've got a travel business within the network marketing industry. So basically, me and my team, number one, we book people their dream holidays.
Yeah.
And me and my team, we earn commission. So we earn money for helping people go on their dream holidays, which is pretty awesome. Cool. And then on the other side, and we also have a network marketing business. So we build a team and help other people come on board, help them build their finances, build their mindset, and grow as an individual. Yeah. And then also, that's what we do inside of our business too. So that's sort of a snapshot.
Yeah, awesome. So that's nice because that now sets the scene into we're in COVID. COVID's been around for the last 12 months and it's been absolutely crazy. It's been hard for a lot of people. But as we were talking before the show, you're thriving. You're thriving and that's probably got a lot to do with your business. But what have you done for yourself that has enabled you to thrive at this time?
For myself, I've massively pumped into my own personal growth, my own development, built really strong habits. And I think for anyone who's been struggling through this time, if you check your habits, then you'll soon find out whether they're actually empowering you or disempowering you. Yeah. So what I mean by my habits is I'm really ingrained in like morning rituals and routines. I know you lads are solid on this and you guys teach this massively inside your programs. Yeah. But yeah, really, really ingrained on a solid morning routine where I'd invest with like meditations, journaling. I'd make sure I was in the right place. I'd set my intentions in the morning. Yeah. That would really set me up for the day. And then I'd have a solid plan. And when you've got a plan and you know what you need to do, and then you just need to be disciplined to get it done. So that's sort of how I kept myself in check. To just really poured into myself. And to be honest, it's pretty crazy. I feel like I've come out the other end of COVID. It's almost like I needed this COVID situation to just grow and thrive.
Yeah. I say this all the time, and I know other people will agree, in our circle, but I do say it that, it's impacted some people. It's impacted a lot of people, and a lot of people, may feel sort of negative towards it. But I honestly believe it's been an eye opener for everybody. That Absolutely. It's enabled us, it's stripped us all right back. And I think personally, if you've been sort of honest with yourself, you've probably been able to thrive in COVID because you've really worked on yourself at this time. So, mate, that's obviously you've put a lot of attention on yourself to sort of, I suppose, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but to make sure that COVID didn't take you back into the place where you once were.
Oh, and 100% it would have, because things slip back just even faster. Then they get better.
Yeah,
they slip back even faster than they get better. So yeah, and that's like what you guys. That's why I feel really grateful to be able to also be impacting other people during this period, to almost help other people progress during this time when it is a time where we've got a lot of challenge on our plate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great to be able to impact and empower other people at the same time to try and come out the other end of this in a better place than what they came into it.
Yeah.
And even through the challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been, and it has been a challenge. I'm not taking that away from anybody. All right. So we've sort of talked about where you were, which is, you've certainly got a good background that I think a lot of people will relate to, and we've taken that journey and how COVID's impacting, and you're having success, and you said the part that you're growing at the moment is the network marketing side, the growing, gathering more people, so that when we do start booking more holidays, you've got the people there to service people who want holidays, essentially. When you're recruiting these people, what are the things that stop them from growing? What gets on your goat?
Yeah, right, amazing. So first of all, I would say the number one thing that holds people back, in our business and in life, is the opinions of people around them.
Yeah,
because when you start to do something different to the people around you, it's like to your peer group and stuff, suddenly everyone starts to go, why are you doing that? What are you doing? What happens if it goes wrong?
Yeah.
Like with any business as an investment at the start, people are like, what happens if you lose your investment? Like, because it's almost like when people start to see other people thriving, because some people are going to be like, oh, whoa, like, and start to question.
Start tripping out.
Yeah. So I'd say that's probably the number one thing is, number one, like the opinions of others. When people listen to the opinions of others too much, it's almost like, I always go by the saying, like, other people's opinions don't pay your bills.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to think, what do I want long term, and then make decisions based on your long term goal, rather than on like people's opinions in the short term. So that'd be number one. Number two would be fear as well. I think a lot of people let fear get in the way and stop them going for their dreams and their aspirations, and whatever that may be. But let's be honest, like, fear is always going to be present, and sometimes at the start you just have to feel the fear and do it anyway.
I know a book title, that, Sam.
Yeah. Here we go. That's it.
We're humans. We're built. Our brain is built for survival. So of course we're going to have fear. It's inevitable. Fear will be there. It's there to protect us. But because we're social animals, because we're environmental creatures, the environment impacts, and then we have an identity fear. And I think that's the important piece. Is the difference there is knowing, like, is it a fear of heights, or is it a fear of public speaking, which is, that's going to hold us back to be, successful, or fear of failure is a big one that we always come across in our Transform 365 programs. So fear is one. and is what you've just said is a big piece, and you've dropped some bombs in there that really. That let's talk about some good habits. Some good habits. Fear is something that and it gets on your goat. What are good habits that or best practices that you would say people need to start immediately, be it in business or in their health or mindset?
Yeah, amazing. So first of all, it all starts in the morning. I know we touched on morning routines earlier, but my number one tip, and this was a game changer for me, by the way, is I always used to set my alarm right next to my bed.
Yeah.
So it's literally right next to my bed. So when the second my alarm went off in the morning, I would just roll over, I'd hit the alarm, and then suddenly I wouldn't even remember hitting the alarm, but I'd be back asleep. Yeah, it'd either be snoozing or I'd turn it off. Now that's the first discipline of the day, and one discipline leads to the next.
Yeah.
So if you start your day off like that, it's almost like you're trying to sort of skip out like actually getting started. Like if that's your first action in the morning is snoozing and not getting up and doing what you said you would, then guess what's going to happen all day? More and more and more of that.
Yeah.
And so what I started doing is setting my alarm outside of my bedroom. And so I then have to get out of bed, and then it was a decision, because I think when you just roll over, you're still half asleep. Whereas when you actually get out of bed and go out the room, if you want to get back in bed, that's a decision.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a game changer for me. That's my first discipline of the day that I always do. And then I just go straight to the bathroom, splash some water on my face, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah.
So that would be number one.
Yeah.
Which a great habit to ingrain. Number two would be choosing discomfort over comfort whenever possible. If you can do that in every single situation, choose the uncomfortable situation. I can almost guarantee you're going to grow. Whether that be like for you guys on your program, if you've got clients who are willing to get uncomfortable and do the uncomfortable work, my God, you're going to get some crazy results. But the problem is most people are always choosing comfort over discomfort. Hence why they're just like, oh, that's a bit uncomfortable. Or that's a hard session. Or it's not very nice eating my clean food over the chocolate. Like it's comfortable. It's comfortable sitting in front of the TV and eating loads of chocolate, of course.
Yeah.
Choose discomfort over comfort.
Yeah. Were you sitting in our training last week by any chance?
I'm a spy. Somehow I got in there.
The discipline. I love the alarm clock one. We were talking. Alex Myers was on here a few weeks ago, and we talked about that. And I was like, that's a first discipline test of the day. That alarm going off, and I think what you're saying there is, and something I always say to our guys is in Transform 365 is you can't cheat the system. You can't cheat the system. So that discomfort over comfort. Yes, you can get a short-term pleasure, but you're choosing short-term pleasure over long-term happiness. Go discomfort, and you'll get that long-term happiness.
And this is like what we say to the guys and girls that we coach inside of our program as well. Is basically say like, we do all of our work online, so it's all an online business. And so again, like another discipline, and for us guys, which is the same for everyone. Everyone's got a phone in their hands now. It's so easy to get in like the scroll hole on social media as well, like whether that be Instagram or Facebook. I've got like, say you're building an online business, which is what I help people do, is they then get on their phone, they've got an online business, they've got loads of people that they could be talking to, loads of people they could be booking holidays for, and then they're just scrolling. Again, that's a discipline. And it's almost like you just need to be aware of it. So I know this will sound ridiculous to you guys, but maybe your listeners will find it a bit funny. But I always teach the guys inside the program is I say like use the scroll hole slap. So say you feel yourself starting to scroll, and then you're aware of it. Give yourself a little slap, the scroll hole slap, and then you're aware of it, and then you can make a decision off the back of that. Whether scrolling is going to move you closer to goal, or whether you actually need to get up and do the thing you said you would.
Love that.
I think we might incorporate that into our program. Next time you find yourself staring at the fridge door, you just slap yourself across the face.
You're definitely going to hear me saying the scroll slap from now on.
Yeah. Hey, it knocks you out of it. It knocks you out of it, I'll tell you that.
Oh man. Listen, conscious of time. Let's go. Rapidly, 3 bad habits. What do people need to did we just do that? Yes,
Yeah,
we just did habits, didn't we? We just did scrolling, we did fear, and we did your phone. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So last question then from me. Tell us what the future looks like for Sam Church.
Yeah. So I love this question, by the way. Cheers, Dom. So yeah,
I can see the fire lit up. Let me tell you.
That's it. So this is actually huge for me. I realised that my number one biggest value in life is impacting and helping others. And so I'm on a mission to help other people being able to upgrade their lifestyle through building their finances, having more freedom, and creating more time in their life. And we're doing that through the online business that I'm partnered with. I just absolutely love it, and I just thrive off it. Especially when I come across people who are just a bit flat in their jobs. You know, they're just they're lacking excitement. They haven't got the finances they want. They're not being able to look after their family properly. The impact you can have on someone's life, same with you guys inside of your program. When you impact someone else's life, that's when you get that deep level of fulfillment. That's when your soul just feels so full. And so I'm on a mission to just help more and more people. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Lads, I absolutely love that. Thanks so much for having me on.
Hey, Sam, it's been an absolute pleasure. Where do I sign up? Anyway, because I'm really intrigued. I want to become an online travel agent. So where do I sign up? How do people find out more about you?
Yeah, mate, come to my page. So yeah, Sam Church on Facebook, Sam Church UK, on Instagram. Come to my page and we'll have a chat. Whether that be for a holiday booking, by the way, we get some unreal rates on travel, or whether that be building an online business. Yeah, come and find me, of course. I'd love it.
And obviously, good rates.
We're going to get you some good holidays to Dubai, man.
I was going to say, what about mates rates? You know, come on.
Hey, don't worry, we'll sort you out, Tipsy. Don't worry about that.
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. And Sam, honestly, I say this every time in your company, you inspire me. And it's great to be rolling with you and be part of your journey. So keep up the great work, and I can't wait to book my holiday. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for watching and listening. If you are listening on a podcast, fantastic. If you're watching on replay, please do #replay, because it helps with algorithms, apparently. Dom, who is with us on Thursday?
We are back. We're going from the south back up to the north. We're going up to Scotland. We're going to Livingston via Glasgow, or Glasgow via Livingston. I'm not sure, but it's More Than Fitness joining us. I'm definitely putting a crash helmet on for this one. I am putting 2 seat belts on. I don't know what's going to go off with them lads.
We'll just have to remember to wear our hoodies so we all look the same.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Brilliant. So 12 o'clock on Thursday. Join us on then for Lunchbox Live. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, 8:30-ish for the morning boost. Thank you very much for watching and listening. See you again next time. Adios.